Hello, everyone. My name is Bobby O'Perry,
Hi everyone, my name is Brian Simmions.
and this is the Two Perspectives podcast. In this podcast, we will be talking about a little bit about lifestyle, story times, and even DIYs.
Some relationship advice, just a day in day in life on just normal regular people that are on YouTube.
So we discovered this podcast, which is going to be held on my channel, BPerryFilms Experience. We came up with this idea because we're from two different regions in the world, and we think similarly and also think differently.
I'm actually from Bermuda. Please don't talk about the Bermuda Triangle. It's a myth. So that's like pet peeve of mine. Just don't talk about Bermuda Triangle. But I am from a island called Bermuda. It's in the Atlantic Ocean, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Our closest neighbor is New York City, about an hour and a half flight, going backwards and forwards, depending on the wind. Sometimes it can be shorter. And it's pretty much a subtropical island. We do sit on a volcano, but it's actually dormant, so it's safe to come. We got pink sand, clear waters, and stuff like that, and no sharks.
Well, I wish that we can glamorize Boston, but I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Many of you have known that. I dip and dabble in different arts and entertainment. People know me for media marketing and also hosting on my BPerryFilms page and my business. I basically create a web series to help develop different creators, different business owners that are from small to medium. I have a partnership with QuickBooks, Dean College, and many other companies, just to name a few. And my goal is to help give exposure to small creators that may not be able to afford big productions. And I'm recruiting people like Brian to get comfortable in front of the camera and showcase their stories and their craft.
Yeah, I'm behind the scenes type of guy.
It's a different lens and different way to do things because I'm used to being in front of the screen, being on stage. So when I took on a job at Boston Haven Network and I was learning how to do film production, creating scripts, recruiting staff, hosting shows, and working with the cameras, it gave me a new outlook on things. And it gave me an opportunity to build bonds with people that I usually boss around, you know, and just appreciate them more because without the people behind the scenes, we wouldn't even have opportunities like this to be in front of the camera, showcasing our craft, and hopefully giving opportunities to others. So tell us what you do behind the scenes because you're big on TikTok. That's your platform.
I won't say I'm big on TikTok. It's the fact that when TikTok started, I was pretty much, oh, this is something new. So I would post, not get a lot of likes or comments, which is fine because I technically did TikTok for me because I just wanted to have a laugh and see what it goes. Because I don't do the dances, but I like to try to act.
Mm-hmm.
Try to act. Keyword: try to act. But it's mostly a voiceover that I do. So most of my I don't even know what to say. Most of my following is in Bermuda, some from the United States, because I technically started in the United States, and then some is in South Africa, which people that view. I do get a lot of views, but not a lot of likes, and not a lot of followers. So I pretty much just do TikTok just to have a good laugh and try to keep up with the times, pretty much.
Believe it or not, I wasn't the biggest fan of TikTok. I used to get aggravated by people sending me videos. I wrote a whole spiel on Substack and even on YouTube. I just thought of it as like people just throwing random videos that serve no purpose. People were jumping off cliffs, doing different stunts, and then I would see people try to do it and hurt themselves, or people bashing each other. But over time, I think when I joined maybe 3 years later, at the tail end of the pandemic, it became more niche, and I was more focused on creating content that was more purposeful. So I created 2 web series called Social Impact and Grow SMMA. Grow SMMA is about how to use digital marketing as a forefront to create your own creativity. So I always recommend people to have 2 platforms. I started out on YouTube and then also on Instagram. So on Instagram, people are able to connect with me. I post a little bit behind the scenes, maybe a mystery ad, and then on YouTube is where the meat of my content is, where you just get a little bit of everything and a whole new experience. And it gave me confidence of speaking in front of people that I thought I would never do because I'm so used to dancing and acting. But when you're on the camera, it's so different because you're watching yourself and you have to edit yourself. And you're just like, I sound like this, I act like this is my facial expressions. Am I smiling too much? Am I coming off authentic? Do I have to fake my personality? Just to fit in. And I'm sipping on ginger ale on ice.
I don't like my voice, so I might not even watch this. I might just give it a like and be like, okay, I don't know.
Let me tell you, your first video will always be your most cringy, but people will share it to death because people are just like, you start out nervous and now you're just like building up that confidence. Your first video will be always worse than your second video. Your second video will always be worse than your third, then your 10th video. And then when you get to your 100th video and you're just like, okay, maybe 25 was bad, but 75 was really good.
Right.
And you just adapt. And you just have to learn how to edit, add some transitions. Music is subjective because not everyone might be into the same type of thing. And then you have to think about copywriting and not like the text copywriting, but copyright as in getting permission to use people's art, whether it's footage or music. That's sensitive. Even beliefs and values, that can be a sensitive thing. Religion and all those things. But we want to create a safe space for people to just organically give feedback and join the conversation.
Yeah, just join the conversation.
We do have a couple of questions that we wrote down that you may have for us. People may ask, what is the target audience? We think, well, he thought maybe 25 and up, but I was thinking that there's also going to be a younger crowd, people that are in the transitional period of adulting, like going off to school, learning how to pay bills, how to become financially stable. What other things do you feel like people may have questions about?
How to journey themselves through life, trying not to go into hardship, because I've been through it all.
And like even questions about like homelessness, it's like we have to get out of that stigma of like maybe people don't have a place to live. Not like saying that they're not on the street, but people could be house hopping, or people may be transitioning to a different state and maybe saving or living with family. You know?
Because what we say is instead of house, what you said, house hopping?
Yes.
We say couch surfing. Because you're not sleeping in your own bed. You are a friend helps you, and you pretty much sleep on their couch. Pretty much their couch is your bed for the time being. So hence the reason why we call it couch surfing.
Definitely. And we also have to think about how we interpret things, because what I may think may be different from what he thinks, and sometimes we might have similar intakes.
Mm-hmm. She got me in this lovely shirt.
Oh, today's my birthday, and we're celebrating. I'm on work retreat, a little bit of work and a little bit of vacation. I'm always recording. It's the life of a videographer. You know, he may not be used to it. He's used to doing photography and shooting short videos, but I'm always vlogging.
My videos have to have a voiceover.
Mine could be a mixture of voiceover along with interaction, real expressions, because sometimes people want to like see first thoughts, but if the audio's bad, I'm just like, okay, let me just voice over this, let me concise this. Yeah. What's your editing style?
Pray on it. But I do use I've learned how to use CapCut. I watch a few people on TikTok and they can teach you how to use CapCut, so I've been doing that. And then also on TikTok you can also edit a video as well, straight, so you ain't gotta use a secondary app for editing. But I pretty much learn as I go. I'm not good at editing. I'm not even good at sitting in the camera right now. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm more behind the scene, making sure that the scene is good, with all of that. So pretty much it.
Believe it or not, everyone that works for me, they're forced to be in front of the camera. It's a video production company, so everybody has to learn something about video editing or just building our confidence. I remember when I hired my first part-time freelancer. He had applied for the position. He was like, I never had experience talking in front of the camera, but I have strong skills in copywriting, how to negotiate and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, well, you're gonna be working for me. If I decide to work with you, you're gonna be front and center, and you're gonna have to learn how to build that confidence over time. So each month that I was working with him, I worked with him for 3 months. I was using a platform called Arcadium, and it networks with people from all over the country. And each month we will work on a different focus. So maybe working on how to script, how to make sales, how to reach out to people. And then I would give an assessment each time. So seeing what he mastered and getting him to create a presentation for me. Like, he had experience using LinkedIn. And I'm just like, I just post on it. But he was like, maybe if you post natively on the platform, or maybe if you have different schedule times, that would be more effective. Or maybe collaborating with other people that are use the platform. And believe it or not, YouTube actually grew my LinkedIn. I never really promoted my LinkedIn until recently. And people are just like, we love you on YouTube. You give new insight, and you're saying things that I resonate with. It's something that I feel like I'm not confident saying, but you're saying it in front of people. I'm just like, I'm just being myself. But thank you, and keep subscribing.
I don't have nothing to subscribe to.
But it takes a level of confidence just to get on any platform, whether you're on Substack writing your first post, whether you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts making a podcast, YouTube with your vlogging, Instagram with your photography. We were just having a conversation how in Boston there's an area that we call Prudential and Copley. It doesn't matter if it's rain, sleet, snow, or whatever, people will be in their bikinis, and some stilettos, their suits. They're like, we got a job to make money. We will shoot as long as we need to. They'd be out there with the photographers, the videographers. They'd be like, follow me on this. You'd be like, you look amazing. They're like, thanks, we're doing a photo shoot. It's just like a whole thing,
Right.
you know? And it's sometimes when you first do your vlog and you have your phone in front of you and just like recording, you're just like talking and people are looking at you like funny. But here, everybody's doing it. I don't know how it's like in Bermuda, but people are always vlogging, and you're just like, oh, they're just working on TikTok. Let me move out the way.
You don't see that a lot in the streets in Bermuda. A lot of people do it in the privacy of their home or in their yard or at someone else's house or in the field, but you never see it people doing like a dance in the city of Bermuda. You don't see it. So that's how a lot of people do it.
Let me tell you, life has changed, because before, when people said that you were a content creator, people thought, okay, what's a real job? But now people are just like, you can make money, everybody's doing it, like even startups, $1 billion companies. I'm not sure if there's $1 trillion companies, well, there's Apple, but you know, everybody's getting in front of the camera, people are interacting. You got people like Taylor Swift and Rihanna interacting with their followers, giving out merchandise, giving out advice, giving out their time. You see that as essential, and it's like if they have the time to do it, and they have very busy schedules. I'm not sure what your 24 hours looks like, but I'm constantly busy.
Sleep. Or try to get some sleep. I hardly sleep.
I sacrifice a lot of sleep. I was just telling him right before we shot this video, sometimes I batch record, so maybe 4 videos. I think 3 is my limit. I recorded a course called Create an Effective Business Plan, and I did a cohort, and the classes were 2.5 hours long.
Mercy.
And people don't realize how many hours prepping the material, making sure that other people understand what I'm delivering, making sure that I'm breaking things down, answering people's questions, and creating a system where people can learn on their own and feel like they're being taught by me, even though they were at the time. But it's also self-paced. But just feeling like, I think what inspired me was that I didn't see people like me, or there weren't resources available in schools, or they're taking away things like financial literacy, how to write business plans, how to create grants, how to public speak. Because I feel like during the pandemic, people were isolated, so people learning how to go like this, like shake my hand. Hi, how you doing? My name is Bobby L. Perry.
Right.
And your name is Brian Simmions. And, you know, just having that great feedback. And this person shook my hand, they looked at me dead in my eye, this person smiled, you know, it feels warm.
Right, yeah.
Instead of like people ghosting you when they just see your picture, or, you know, it's not the same. But yeah, I just wanted to, we wanted to create this podcast just to show that we're just like you, and just be organically ourselves.
Yep.
So you can follow me on the BPerryFilms experience, on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, BPerryFilms, LinkedIn, Bobby L. Perry. And then for you, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on TikTok. It's under just my name, Brian Simmions. And you can also follow me on Instagram, which is The Real Simmons Boy.
Okay. So we'll make a toast to that.
Yes.
This is a non-alcoholic drink, even though I call it alcohol, but I call it ginger ale on the ice.
It's grapefruit juice.
Ginger ale on ice. If you know, you know. Thank you.
You can follow me on TikTok. It's under my name, Brian Simmions. Or you can follow me on Instagram, which is The Simmons Boy.